What's going on, guys? Coach Chris Specht, the wise guy on Instagram. I know you guys can barely see me, so we're gonna do the drive home in the dark. Does it even matter if I have this light on? Yeah, it kind of gives it a little bit. Can you actually leave that light on when you're driving? So just finished up doing some retail arbitrage. Hit up a bunch of local Dollaramas, and I don't know, spent probably $200 per store. Only was able to hit 3 of them, but it was just Target. Like I was in a Dollarama and straight to what I needed, which were books and toys. And I was targeting the books and toys I knew I needed specifically. Still scanning stuff, but not spending a whole lot of time in books out there. So I don't know why my hazards are on. And now I should buckle up for safety on this drive back home. So what to discuss? What do you guys want to know? Let's see if I have, let's go with this. Let's see, live chat. I might be able to see what you guys are saying if you throw it in the live chat. I'm not distracted, don't worry about that. How does he drive in the dark? I had a question asked to me about private label, so I'll answer some questions on here. When you're doing private label product research, the question was asked to me, whoa, how's that guy turning? When you're doing private label product research and you're evaluating demand, the question was, do you take into account the sponsored listings in the top 15? So when you're evaluating demand, you're to find products that you want to sell privately. You'll use tools like Jungle Scout, their Chrome extension, because that tool runs the numbers on the page that you're actually looking at. So if you type in, for example, wooden spoons, and the first page comes up for wooden spoons, with Jungle Scout's Chrome extension, you can run it and it'll show you how much each seller is selling on page 1 of wooden spoons. So when you're on page 1, you'll see the first listing and the second listing. Normally those are sponsored listings, so the people who are in those spots are paying Amazon to be there. Essentially, they have the highest bid to rank there. They're gonna pay essentially the most if you click on their ad, and that's why Amazon puts them there. So those first 2 spots are sponsored. Then they'll show you 5 or 6 organic listings that rank based on sales volume, because they are selling a lot of wooden spoons. They'll also rank because their listing quality is really good. They're getting sales. They'll rank because they show up for certain keywords, both short and long tail keywords. So they'll rank for multiple reasons organically. And then, Amazon will slot in another sponsored listing, 6th or 7th place, or somewhere down the middle of the page, and obviously everywhere else on the page. But when you run Jungle Scout Chrome extension, it shows you all the sales performance for all of the listings on the page. And so, do I take into account sponsored ads when I am determining demand? No, I generally don't take into account sponsored listings when I am determining demand, because it can screw my count, especially if that seller is showing up at the top of the page And then, you know, because they have whatever they're doing, 400 sales a month, so they're they're running an ad, and they're showing up at the top, and then maybe 3 or 4 spots down, they're showing up again for the exact same product and the exact same ad. I don't want to all of a sudden think that this is doing 800 volume, when in actuality it's doing only 400 volume, as an example. So now there are some times when I will count it, but I pay attention to the brands. What was that asked? Nice to see you, coach. Hey, what's going on, Hussein? Nice to see you too. I pay attention to the brands that are on the list that Jungle Scout shows me, and I pay attention to if they're a sponsored listing. So I just catch more things than the average person. So for the average person who's trying to determine brand demand of a product, I just tell them, don't count sponsored, count everything else and see if the demand is there. Now that being said, yeah, no, that should be the way that most new sellers do it. And then as you get more experience and you kind of can read your list, your Jungle Scout Chrome extension list, then you can obviously pick out the brands that are on there twice and evaluate from there. What other questions did I have that were really good questions? Where am I from? That was a good question. A lot of people if you go through my videos on YouTube, I do a story about where I'm from. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. And it's one of the most expensive places to live in probably all of North America. I don't know about the world, but it's pretty damn expensive. It's up there with like San Francisco. I think it's probably even higher cost of living here in Vancouver than it is in San Francisco. It's a really, really expensive place to live. But if you've been here before, if you live here, you know why it costs so much, because it's a hot pot for entrepreneurs. It's a hot pot for beauty. This place is probably one of the most beautiful places in the world. Got mountains with snow on it, and then right now it's actually 2 degrees, so it's kind of chilly. But you got mountains with snow on it. You can go skiing. I can drive literally 30 minutes from where I am and go snowboarding or skiing or snowshoeing or whatever. And then in the summer you can do that. You can actually hike those mountains. Some of the craziest rock faces in the world are on those mountains. So if you're into hiking, and then you got hundreds of lakes. You got the Pacific Ocean and a view of the Pacific Ocean. And so it is an amazing place to live. The weather, 50% of the time is beautiful blue skies and sunny, and the other 50% of the time the weather is rainy. So we kind of are like a rainforest here. Everything is lush and green for the most part, but it does rain, and we can rain sometimes a couple weeks straight, maybe even longer. But then, you know, when the blue skies come out, that just makes you feel good. But it is expensive as motherfucker. So, and then I made a video on YouTube how I afford to live and raise a family of 4, be married, coach, you know, all those things in this city. What other questions were good that were thrown at me on my YouTube channel? Let's think. Can't really even. What else was thrown at me? I have this thing in my throat right now. It is dark. It's not the best, not the best video, but this is my drive home, man. Let's talk about putting in the work. Oh yeah, I had this question. Shout out to who gave me this question? Shout out to I'm drawing a blank. But I got the question, hey, how come you haven't contacted me? You were supposed to contact me when I got back in from California. And there was a lot of people actually I'm supposed to contact. There's a lot. There's probably a half a dozen people I'm supposed to contact that have been asking me questions about my Amazon course. My apologies if I haven't reached out to you. I apologize big time. I first thing I do when I get back from a vacation is I check every pillar of my business to make sure that everything is good. You know, I check it while I'm out there, but I'm not, you know, I'm checking my numbers. I'm making sure there's nothing 911 that's going on, but I'm not necessarily doing my the most thorough job of monitoring return. You know, I do my customer service while I'm out there or while I'm on vacation. I do all the things that need to be done. But when I get back, I make sure that I check everything with my business. So I've been working on that and putting the time in there. The second thing I do is I get going and I create momentum with my business. So for me, momentum comes first. I have to do things like this. I have to get out and get into stores and buy things. I have to do it on a daily basis. For all of you that know me, I still work a full-time job, and I get asked that question all the time. Chris, why haven't you retired from your job? And I've said it in a lot of videos. I've been doing what I've been doing for 20 years. I am sitting in almost like the second chair, third chair in the company that I work for from the top. I love what I do. More than anything, it's been part of me since I was 20 years old, 43. So I've been doing it for 23 years. So I have no plans to quit it. I just like doing it. And second thing is I built my private label business to function while I'm doing what I'm doing. So why would I get rid of that income stream? It makes no sense unless I'm making $1 million, which I'm not. I'm not likely to give it up until I probably hit a $1 million income from Amazon. So I got to work 9 to 5 just like everybody else, but my 9 to 5 is a little bit different than most people. And then I got to work this business. So 6 o'clock till 9 o'clock, I'm out shopping. And then from 9 o'clock to 2 or 3 in the morning, we're talking about putting in the work. I'm doing shipping plans. I'm managing all my pricing and my inventory. I'm fixing stranded inventory. I'm editing or doing some SEO on my inventory. You name it. I'm rewording listings. I'm just doing whatever. I'm running ads. I'm changing ads. So I'm doing all that stuff for my business. I'm doing YouTube videos. I'm commenting on videos as I get comments. I'm trying to be a lot faster in responding to that stuff. And then obviously I'm playing with my family, reading my little one's stories, having a conversation with my wife, doing work with her. So there's a lot that's going on. But again, it's not an excuse. It's just that's what's going on. And that's why I haven't had a chance to get to this 5 or 6 people who have asked me about, questions. That all being said, if you have questions about the course, please just start the dialogue. I can't call everybody. I probably won't call anybody. Email's great. Message me on Instagram is great. Message me on YouTube, it's fine. I'll respond. Literally, I'll have a conversation with you, like we're chatting on text or something like that. And I'll answer all your questions about the course, about selling on Amazon, and what's involved, all that stuff. So no doubt. And the other answer I gave is, have you signed up yet? Because remember, I have 30, 40 students ongoing right now that are asking me questions. I have to jump into the private group, and I have to, with this product haul today in the Facebook private group, I will be showing all the products that I bought that are in these bags today for all the people who are in the course. So if you paid your $100, you don't get just the course and 10 hours of how to sell on Amazon, the blueprint on exactly how I do it. In addition, you don't just get that, you get in addition of exactly what I'm buying retail arbitrage wise. So you get to see the products that I'm actually buying and the volume of the products that I'm buying and the frequency. I missed the last one. I didn't actually upload that one. Too bad. But I am changing lanes. But I will be jumping on there right now, probably in about 30 minutes, maybe a little longer, actually probably about an hour. I will be jumping onto the private course, the private link. So if you haven't signed up for my Amazon selling hustle, sign up for it. Go on to any of my videos. The link is in any of the descriptions of my videos. Just in the value of seeing what I'm buying, retail arbitrage, the books I'm buying, all that type of stuff, just that alone is worth the $97, because if you just go buy the same things, you'll make that money back in your first paycheck. And then you get me on how to sell, how to create a listing, how to do private label, how to customize and create your own brand from scratch, which is a $500,000 business right there. As far as where I'm at. Hopefully by 6 months from now, so June, we will hit our $1 million mark. We're on pace to hit $1 million, and actually I predict in 18 months we'll be on pace to do $1.5 million in sales on Amazon. Now remember, most of you know this, I started 22 months ago. Okay, I'm no different than anybody. I show and teach how to sell on Amazon in 4 simple steps for retail arbitrage, like 6 simple steps for private label. So simple. Scan it, buy it, ship it, and then what was the last it? It was for retail arbitrage, scan it, buy it, ship it, and scan it, list it, buy it, and ship it. That's it. Something like that. Scan it, list it, buy it, and ship it for retail arbitrage. For private label, you add in research it, and you add in advertise it or rank it. But I mean, like, that's just a generic way of telling people how easy it is to do this. Pick a store in your area that you think has products on sale for 60-70% and type it in the comment section right now, and I'll tell you right now if that's a good store. So I'm at a LITE. Hassan, no, I can't read your listing. I'm not at a LITE anymore. I probably get a ticket for distracted driving. If I get a ticket for distracted driving, it's not good. I don't know if they can ticket you if your stuff is docked. Probably, because it's like a TV. They can probably ticket me, but it is what it is. What else is important? So if you have a store, post it right now that's in your area. If you know that they have sales 60, 70, 80% off, if they have hot and trending products, like you can go into a Walmart, find hot products, trendy products right now that you might be able to buy for like 10 bucks, whatever. Let's just say full retail is like $9.99, but that same product might actually sell on Amazon for 30 bucks. Might. I've seen it so many times. People go, oh, people just sell the stuff that's on sale. I made a killing last year selling the stuff that wasn't on sale, and a lot of people know what it was. It was LOL Big Surprise Toys. I made thousands of dollars selling that stuff because it was hot.